Hello, it's Dr. Wendy Rowley again. This is episode 3 of the new series, How to Find the God Within. And this one is how to align to the new pathways of intuition and knowing. How to align to the new pathways of intuition and knowing. Okay, so intention, yes, and we attune. So in the first episode, we learned about alignment to soul and the creative source or the creator. In the second one, we added in the new Christ energy. I believe, if I'm remembering right, I sometimes have to study too and reiterate and take notes and apply. When you apply your spiritual wisdom, it becomes part of you. It becomes your knowledge. And we teach some fun things in these workshops that we run, or if you are attracted to these meditation techniques, I have one of my first classes. It's very rough. I was very scared. It's my first time going out there, but it had to be done. And I actually asked IDNA to teach most of it because it was their teaching. And I was not ready to come forward on the web to do this. I actually didn't want to. So there was some resistance there, but it's not bad, and we have filled it in, and it's actually beautiful, and it's got wonderful, wonderful teachings in it. It's got the whole package, and you just apply those. So in the work I do, I usually, sometimes, but sometimes, depends on what's going on, not in a series on YouTube, but in workshops, I bring people through the meditation process of that active meditation with some new bells and whistles. Okay, so that intuition and that knowing is part of our spiritual being. And I've talked about the 5 physical and spiritual senses that go from us at our dense physical body all the way to soul, and through the creational level, they become what is called the pineal communication, part of the pineal creation system. But our soul has our 5 senses all the way up there, and those also are part of our intuition and our knowing. The 6th chakra, if you note the chakra system, it's 7 energy wheels that are the interface between the spirit body and the physical body. And Rudolf Steiner said, and you can eventually sort of get to seeing this, that they actually morph through the endocrine glands and then into the spirit body. Those are like the go-betweens. Edgar Cayce said them, the glands, those endocrine glands. And so the spirit body, I'm laughing because I'm about to lose my train of thought, spiraling. So the spirit body has the energy coming through and then going in through those things, and then that. I forgot my train of thought. Oh, well, it'll come back. Let's get to what we were talking about with mining the akasha. So I'm talking about your intuition and your knowing. Okay, I got it back. So your intuition and your knowing are part of the heart field, and I think there's several levels and layers of it. And I think we're talking particularly in this series about the intuition of the Christ healing spirit body. And because I think there's other levels of intuition. This is my guess. But when mining the akasha about this particular how to find the God within in the new dimension of the Christ, here's what I uncovered. There is an amazing pathway in the heart field that gets upgraded at the Great Shift that is your communication directly with the Creator. Now that sounds a little scary because that's pretty sacred. So why would we want to mess with that? Why would they change that? Whether we are aware of this stuff or not, the Akasha says it goes on anyway. But if you look at history through spiritual happenings, there are always heralds that come and say what's happening. And so I believe the Grid Change Group is a herald, that they have come to help us understand what is happening as these things are going on, why we are kind of like taking one civilization and creating a new one right over it. No more bringing it all down and starting all over again. Maybe that's the way some people are looking at it. So in the Akasha, you have this amazing intuitive pathway from the Supreme Being directly to the creative source. And that pathway has intuition and knowing in it. And it does go into several other aspects. It's in polarity, it's in the limbic system of pain, pleasure, and desire, which is part of the evolution of the brain and the spirit body, so that you can register as an unique I consciousness. Now, I had started to say prior in these workshops that your soul comes down and it splits into 3 aspects. So if I forget something earlier, just bear with me, it'll come. Because I'm also doing the energy work to prepare for the workshop. So I'm kind of between a lot too. So we're doing really good together, people. Let's just look at it that way. So your soul comes down, and back here, there's these creative rings way up in your 7th chakra. And I've said this before, but I'm going to repeat it for those who don't know. Your one part comes by into the back, and it's called the I consciousness, or it's your awareness. It's how you're able to go, this is me, and you are you. And it's part of evolution, and it's purposeful, and it's beautiful, and it's benevolent, even though you don't often feel that way. And then the other part on the left side top is your body innate that I spoke about earlier in the previous episodes. The right side is your akashic innate, and that handles all of those records that I said that are collected at the end of a life of all your good deeds, your gold, your wisdom, and those good deeds are the healing forces that you use down the road. Just as at the Great Global Healing Party, the energy we are using in healing to heal the human consciousness grid was created by others in previous golden renaissances, and we're creating a beautiful gold that will be used in the future by others that come together to do grid work and clear and heal. And that's the system. So my understanding is starting to this is what I know today. Let's just put it that way. Tomorrow might be different. But this is the way I'm explaining it as best I can. Okay, so that pathway of that intuition, when you get to the Supreme Being pathway, where you are your own I talking about your communication with the Supreme Being, this comes through the I, that intuition is very high, and it does go out to the groups in the greater field, the soul groups, where you all are one in unity consciousness. And some people say unity consciousness is simply that the Gaia consciousness, the divine intelligence consciousness, and the Christ healing spirit, Christ healing, the spirit body that we have, evolutionary and healing forces and consciousnesses all can communicate with each other. And from what IDNA says on the other side of the veil, for the grid group camp that's doing the work, she says it's true. All these grids at the group level are now connected in new ways. Much to be turned on in the future, but all the work to do that is done at the Great Shift. So they're doing a whole bunch of other stuff even beyond what they share with us. And this is kind of the design of this planetary system, so they say. So how do we get to that new Christ intuition and knowing? How do we get to that new pathway, that new dimension, that new octave? Well, we would have an alignment and upgrade, like we said in episode 1. But what is the intention for that? And we're going to give that first, because in the next 2 episodes, we're going to have the alignment and the activation, and IDNA is going to come in and channel. So in that, we are preparing for it with an understanding of what the intention would be, so that when we have that activation and alignment in the next 2 episodes, we can give the right intention in our being before that happens, should you want to have that free will. You don't have to. You can listen to the wisdom of these series and just get out. Some people want the connection, some don't. It's a soul kitchen. You might come here and not want it, and your soul might give it to you anyway. That's the way I've been told it works. Okay. So what's the intention? Attunement to the creative source and soul. Come and ask. The attunement to the Christ within and the new octave. The attunement to the new energy and the new frequency. That's the second thing. And now the third. Those were the previous episodes. The attunement to the new wisdom through the new akasha and the new intuition and knowing. The new akash, the new intuition, and the new knowing. The new akash, the new intuition, and the new knowing. Because one of the other things that happens at the Great Shift that not many people have talked about is we start to get new akashas that have never been here before. Because the time capsules, which are solutions and inventions from other enlightened planets' recordings of their planetary group stuff, are here. And that is another solar system pay it forward of gold, if you can think of it that way. So they bring all their wisdom here. They say eventually we'll take our planetary wisdom of our group creation and take it to another planet until it evolves and awakens. Very, very far out concepts, or you can choose to see this as another way of describing energy in different words. Rudolf Steiner said, every epoch of evolution has its own language. So this one, in the reading of that, this one like I'm not me, in this reading of that, I felt like that was something that worked for me. That this is just my new language, my new mythology, my new way of explaining things, because people are really into energy work. It's growing. More people like it. More people are having experiences in it. And more groups are going to have experiences in it. And that happens at the Great Shift. So we're told. So that new intention is just for the new intuition and the new knowing of this new dimension. I got a little convoluted saying it, but that's basically what it is. So in the next 2 episodes, all you have to do is, may I have supreme new soul in the new Christ dimension? May I have the new intuition and the new knowing? Thank you. Very simple. It's very simple and very elegant. Our mind just wants to make it very complicated. What if we miss something? What if I don't get it all? Am I going to get it and do it right? Someone taught me blow roses for getting and doing it right. It takes a lot of energy out. Yeah, something new, different. Am I doing it right? I can't see. I don't know what's going on. Is this person leading me in the right way? Anyway, that's the little monkey mind. La, 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 they call that. Intuition, intellect, and analyzer. Okay, I'm going to sign off. I've babbled a little bit. I've spiraled a little bit. But it's, I think, going to be a wonderful series. Peace be with you and see you in the next episode.